Well, let's start off by congratulating Texas Rangers fans, who can finally celebrate their first World Series. And congratulations to now two-time World Series MVP Corey Seager, who has officially established himself as an October legend. Now that the 2023 season is in the books, it's time to give out some Statcast awards for pitchers. All the data in this video was taken from Baseball Savant. Let's get to it. Let's start off with the basics. Fastest pitches and slowest pitches in a pitcher's arsenal. Coming in at third place for fastest pitch is Jordan Hicks' four-seamer. Hicks averaged 100.3 miles per hour on his four-seamer in 2023. Second place goes to Aroldis Chapman's two-seamer at 101.1. Chapman actually throws his two-seamer about 2 miles per hour faster than his four-seamer. And the winner for the fastest pitch is Jhoan Duran with his four-seamer. Duran throws his four-seamer an incredible 101.8 on average. Duran also threw the fastest individual pitch of 2023, with the fastball clocking in at a cool 104.8 on July 19th. So what about the slowest pitches? Taking the bronze medal is Adam Wainwright's curveball at an average of 71.5 miles per hour. Old Uncle Charlie just doesn't have quite as much gas as it used to. Silver goes to Chris Bassett's curveball at 70.7 miles per hour. And the gold medal goes to Rich Hill with that absolutely filthy sweeper sitting at an average 69.4 miles per hour. They should call it a sleeper. Am I right? Sleeper? Okay, moving on. Next, let's take a look at the pitches with the most movement. We're going to combine a pitch's vertical and horizontal movement for one total number, and we're going to compare it to the league average. For third place, we have Christopher Sanchez's changeup, with an average of 42.7 inches of vertical movement and 17.3 inches of horizontal, for a total of 12.6 more inches of total movement than the average changeup. Second place goes to Andrew Vasquez with his slider, which moves 12.8 inches more than the average slider. And in first place is Paul Blackburn's slider, with an astounding 13.2 more inches of movement than the league average slider. Next, I'm going to give an award that I'm simply calling the nastiest pitch. For this, I'm taking total movement and combining it with average velocity. The nastiest curveball award goes to Josh Spores. His 85.2 mile per hour curveball is the 13th fastest curve in the league, with a crazy amount of movement as well. 8.8 more inches of movement than the average curve. In fact, his nasty curve is what froze Ketel Marte for the game-winning pitch of the World Series. The nastiest splitter belongs to Keaton Winn, 88.7 miles per hour, with 5.2 inches of movement above average. The nastiest slider goes to Emmanuel Clase. Class A's 91.1 mile per hour slider is the fifth fastest slider in MLB, combined with an impressive 5.9 extra inches of movement above average. And perhaps the nastiest pitch of all is Yennier Cano's sinker. Cano's super sinker clocks in at 96.3 miles per hour on average, with an insane 32.1 inches of vertical movement and 17.8 inches of horizontal movement, a ridiculous 10.7 inches of movement above average. And he gets extra style points for his awesome post-pitch stance. Next, let's look at the pitches that actually produce the best results. First, let's look at whiff percentage. Tied for third place, we have Jordan Hicks' sweeper and Kodai Senga's forkball. They actually call it the ghost fork, which hitters whiff on 59.5% of the time. Second place goes to Robert Stevenson's cutter, which has a 59.9% whiff rate. And the winner is Felix Bautista with his splitter. Bautista's splitter misses the bat 60.2% of the time. The interesting thing here is that Bautista's splitter has 2.6 less inches of movement than average. But he sets up the splitter by throwing his nasty 99.5 mile per hour four-seamer 70% of the time. And then about 25% of the time, he throws the 88.6 mile per hour splitter, which gets the hitter off balance. My guess is that they probably look very similar coming out of his hand. And the worst whiff percentage in MLB goes to Yohan Adon's two-seamer. Adon wasn't fooling anyone with his two-seamer, inducing a measly 1.4% swing and miss rate. Now, let's look at average exit velocity for the pitcher as a whole, not just one single pitch. The runner-up for average exit velocity is Brent Suter. Batted balls against Suter only averaged 84 miles per hour. And the winner is Tom Cosgrove, who induced the weakest contact in all of MLB with an 83.9 mile per hour average exit velo. This led to a stellar .974 whip and 1.75 ERA. And the pitcher who batters hit the hardest this year was Luis L. Ortiz, to the tune of a 92.4 mile per hour average exit velo. As you might guess, Ortiz had a rough year on the mound. Now let's look at the most valuable pitches of 2023 according to Baseball Savant. Here they take all of their metrics and combine them into one number, which they call run value. This stat does favor starting pitchers over relievers, as it is a cumulative stat. Tied for third place with the most valuable pitches of 2023 were Zach Gallen's four-seamer and Chris Bassett's sinker, both logging plus 27 run value. Second place goes to Logan Webb's changeup with a plus 28 runs. And the most valuable pitch of the 2023 season was Garrett Cole's four-seamer with a plus 29 run value. Cole relied on his four-seamer 53% of the time this year, striking out 121 batters with a mere .201 batting average against on the four-seamer. And who posted the least valuable pitch? We have a tie for first place. Joey Wentz four-seamer with a negative 23 run value. Batters hit .374 with a .682 slug against Wentz's four-seamer. And Adam Wainwright's two-seamer. Batters did their best Ted Williams impression against Waino's two-seamer this year, with hitters posting a .394 average and a whopping .746 slug. And just for fun, let's end with a look at pitch tempo. With the bases empty, the fastest working pitcher in 2023 was Wade Miley, averaging a speedy 11.3 seconds in between pitches, which is a full 4 seconds faster than the league average of 15.3 seconds. And the slowest working pitcher with the bases empty was Felix Bautista, clocking in at 18.9 seconds between pitches. Bautista took an average of 12.9 seconds per pitch after the clock started, leaving an average of only 2.1 seconds on the clock. If you enjoyed the video, do me a favor and like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.